Hey Browns fans! The latest rumors circulating around Cleveland have many fans worried, and in this video, we'll discuss everything that's happening behind the scenes. So, hit the like button and comment below, who's your favorite quarterback? I want to hear your opinion. The Cleveland Browns quarterback situation has taken yet another twist, and this one is already stirring up conversation across the league. Rookie Shadur Sanders, selected by Cleveland with hopes of molding a long-term franchise quarterback, has become the center of both optimism and concern following his preseason performances. While he impressed many fans with his stat line against the Carolina Panthers, completing 14 of 23 passes for 138 yards and tossing 2 touchdowns, not everyone in the league is buying the hype. In fact, one unnamed NFL coach went so far as to label Sanders as playing on tape delay, a clear jab at his processing speed and field awareness. Despite what appeared to be a strong debut, the coach told The Athletic's Jason Lloyd that Sanders was consistently late reading defenses and often failed to deliver the ball where it needed to go. Those aren't small issues. They strike at the core of what it takes to succeed in the NFL, where even milliseconds can separate a first down from a turnover. The rookie's follow-up performance only added fuel to the fire. Up against the Rams, Sanders looked completely out of sync. The offensive line didn't do him many favors. He was sacked 5 times, but the quarterback didn't help himself either. He held onto the ball too long, struggled to make quick decisions, and fumbled once under pressure. The same traits that led to his fall in the draft resurfaced: hesitation, limited pocket awareness, and an inability to feel the rush. All of it begs a serious question. Is Shadur Sanders actually ready for NFL action, or did that Panthers game give us all a little too much false hope? Heading into the regular season, the Browns' depth chart tells its own story. Joe Flacco, the 39-year-old veteran with 191 career starts, is firmly entrenched as the starter. His grasp of Kevin Stefanski's offense, combined with his steady hand throughout camp, made that a fairly easy decision. Dillon Gabriel, another rookie but with 63 college starts to his name, is penciled in as the number 2. He's been reliable, composed, and most importantly, coachable. That leaves Sanders as the number 3 quarterback, a developmental project, not expected to touch the field unless disaster strikes. And speaking of disaster, enter Deshaun Watson. The Browns are navigating one of the most complex quarterback scenarios in the NFL, not because of an on-field competition, but because of the financial and emotional baggage that Watson carries. After tearing his Achilles twice in a matter of months, Watson opens the season on the physically unable to perform list. But despite a swirl of social media clips showing him throwing passes and jogging during off-season workouts, the harsh reality is that there's no plan, and likely no future, for Watson to ever take another snap for Cleveland. It's been one misstep after another since his arrival: an 11-game suspension in 2022, a shoulder injury that shut him down in 2023, and now a second Achilles tear. The team's leadership, general manager Andrew Berry and head coach Kevin Stefanski, might never say it out loud, but internally, the writing is on the wall. Watson is done. There's no strategic reason to rush him back, not with a fully guaranteed contract and the risk of further setbacks. Instead, the Browns are expected to take the maximum allowed time to reassess, ultimately activating Watson to the roster but keeping him inactive through the remainder of the season. It's a quiet exit strategy that lets everyone save face. Watson continues to collect his paycheck, the Browns avoid a media circus, and fans aren't subjected to more subpar quarterback play. What's more interesting is how this affects the younger guys. With Watson essentially out of the picture, the quarterback room becomes a battlefield of future planning. Sanders, despite his rough preseason, has an opportunity, albeit a distant one, to inch up the ladder. His draft stock might have been built more on potential than polish, but the Browns now find themselves in a position where grooming a young quarterback makes more sense than ever. The pressure is off for now. Flacco can start, Gabriel can develop as the backup, and Sanders has time to work through the mechanics and mental aspects of the pro game. But that clock is ticking. Every snap in practice, every rep with the scout team, is a chance for Sanders to change the narrative. Still, that narrative won't shift until he cleans up the very issues that plagued him in college and showed up again this preseason. You can't afford to be slow in this league. You can't be indecisive, especially when defenses are sending disguised blitzes and rotating coverages post-snap. That tape delay comment from the anonymous coach wasn't just a cheap shot, it's a serious red flag that demands immediate attention from the Browns coaching staff. So the question becomes, what's the real ceiling for Shadur Sanders? Is this just rookie rust, or a more troubling pattern that might cap his potential at the NFL level? What do you think, Browns fans? Is Shadur Sanders showing signs of a learning curve, or are these preseason struggles a warning that he's not the guy for the future? And that's where things get even more interesting, because the Browns are not in a position to waste time. They've spent the last few seasons rebuilding not just the roster, but the identity of the franchise. With one of the most talented defenses in the league, anchored by Myles Garrett and supported by a physical, opportunistic secondary, Cleveland doesn't need elite quarterback play to contend. They just need competence. That's why Flacco makes sense as the starter. He won't lose you games, and he knows exactly where the ball needs to go. Dillon Gabriel, for all his rookie growing pains, looks like a guy who understands the system and won't panic when things break down. But Sanders? He's still stuck between instincts and hesitation, and the NFL doesn't wait for you to catch up. What complicates Sanders' development is that he isn't just any rookie. He's the son of Deion Sanders, one of the most high-profile figures in the sport, and that brings an entirely different level of scrutiny. Every move, every mistake, every highlight, it's all magnified. And while Shedeur has handled the spotlight with class, even offering public support for his dad after Colorado's loss to Georgia Tech, that off-field maturity has to start translating to on-field execution. Because in Cleveland, the leash is short. The Browns have been through too much chaos at quarterback to tolerate another long-term experiment that doesn't yield results. But don't write him off just yet. There's something to be said for a quarterback who owns his development process. Sanders isn't making excuses. He's grinding through mistakes, absorbing the criticism, and staying locked in. His connection to Colorado, still cheering on former teammates and showing support for their kicker during their opener, shows the kind of leader he can be. That's not nothing. And inside the Browns organization, they know leadership is one of the hardest things to teach. The question now becomes how the Browns manage his reps, his confidence, and his learning curve. There's a real chance he could take major strides with the scout team, especially if he's facing that Browns defense in practice every week. Iron sharpens iron, and going up against elite talent daily might be exactly what he needs to speed up that mental clock. He has the arm. He has the poise. What he lacks right now is that instant recognition and decisive release that turns potential into production. In the end, Shadur Sanders' future with the Browns isn't going to be defined by a couple of preseason games. But those games did reveal something, not just about him, but about how the Browns view their quarterback situation long-term. This isn't just about who starts in Week 1. This is about building a room that can withstand the ups and downs of an NFL season without imploding. Sanders is part of that picture, but only if he evolves, and fast. Browns fans, with everything on the line and a roster built to win now, would you trust Shadur Sanders to eventually lead this team, or is it time to start scouting the next guy already? Don't forget to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and click on the one showing on your screen right now for more exclusive updates. All the latest Browns news, first and fast, right here. Go Browns!